Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie Nights, where we break down the latest spoilers, Easter eggs, and the show in general. In this case, WandaVision's latest episode. With me, as always, breaking this all down is my fellow knights, starting with my man, Seth. What is up, Seth?
What's going on, everybody? I know I did not get an argument last week, but I am hoping for an argument this evening.
There you go. Hey, one can hope.
Dream.
And
it's a dream.
It's a dream.
It's a dream.
The Raging Mando's in the house. What's up, Frankie?
What's up, fellas? Ready to get this chat started. We only got 2 more episodes, so should be winding up. But at the same time, it's winding up. But
they told us
we got more shows coming, so it's going to be leading to other stuff.
I'm just confused for a second, not to interrupt. So, is it 9 episodes or 8 episodes?
9.
Okay.
But it seems like the other ones are 6 episodes.
Yeah, everything else was 8 episodes, so that's why I'm kind of like,
Well, Mandalorian was 8 episodes.
Yeah.
All right, hold up. Before we get to that part, all right? We got the wise old wizard in the house. What's up, Craig?
How's it going? I'm only going to be here. I'm not going to be here for 29 minutes tonight, so no. Short episode, get it?
I got it.
So you're just filling in?
Yeah.
It's the wise old wizard. It's Gregory Potter. You're a wizard, Craig.
If this is your first time joining us for the show, every Saturday night we review whatever TV show we're watching. In this case, it's been WandaVision for the last 6 weeks, and we're hoping to move into the Winter Soldier, and I totally messed up that name.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. How dare you?
My bad.
How dare you?
Whatever. We're going to break that down next. Still, if this is your first time on the show, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of the content. So, guys, what did you think about the latest episode?
It was good. I mean, it didn't feel like a, you know how like sometimes like how we're getting towards like the end of a season and they got to throw in like one last like filler episode. I didn't feel that. I felt that this was still continuing on the path that we were going. It didn't feel like there was filling anything in between. So I actually felt pretty good about that one.
All right. So argument to be received this week because it was a filler episode.
You felt that way?
I did feel that way. It was good filling, but it was still filling.
So it was kind of like Oreo cookie filling?
Yeah, double stuffed.
I'm going to say it's 50-50. And I think that's what was actually like the first thing I said in our chat was it was filler, but it was also... So I saw somebody in one of the Facebook posts said it was a transitional episode. And I was like, that's actually pretty accurate. I like that description because it like took care of some things that needed to be taken care of, as the story moved along. So,
man, for being a transitional episode or a filler episode, there were a lot of little big things that were not little, but big things that were answered.
You got 3 or 4 major plot points.
Yeah.
So I felt like this week's episode was like a mix between The Office and Modern Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially with all the breaking the fourth wall stuff.
Yeah, I felt like the sit down with the interviews was more of like The Office because that's kind of like what they did on The Office.
They did it on Modern Family too, don't they?
Yeah, Modern Family does it also. Yeah. Especially the
Vision killed it.
The intro felt
Vision
the intro
killed it.
Yeah, the intro had more of the like the Office theme.
Yeah.
Theme to it,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. Darcy was hilarious. Darcy was hilarious.
I didn't feel like it was a transition. I mean, it wasn't bored in any way. Yeah, I actually enjoyed the episode. I thought it was really good.
Don't get me. I did like it. It was entertaining, but I don't know.
You're wrong.
See, like I felt like the second episode. I feel like the second episode of The Mandalorian that was a filler episode.
Yes,
that made me feel like, okay, where are we? This one at least was like we're moving along, and it was
right.
And
we're moving
the stuff was being answered.
The story along exactly.
Especially the ending.
No filler. George agreed with me subconsciously, so we're good. Argument. Case dismissed.
We're 2-2. We're 50-50 here.
Yeah, for me, it's within the context of the show. So it's like, it's better than most fillers for other TV shows. It's way better than other TV show fillers. But for the context of this, what we've got with the other episodes, to me, it's kind of a little bit of a filler.
So we start off the show immediately after the Halloween episode, and Wanda has now expanded her hex,
her universe,
further out, and then you catch up to her now that she's punishing herself. She says, or she's putting herself in like a little bit of a quarantine. But then I like the way they start the show off, is because it didn't even feel like there was kind of like an intro, even though there was an intro song. There was just that you start off with the fourth wall breaking, and she's talking about what she did. And then, saying all those things, which I thought was pretty interesting. And the kids were hilarious, with the controllers.
Oh yeah,
I think
it went from what it went. The thing it looked, it went from like a Wii remote to a GameCube remote to the Atari, to the Atari, which was great. And then it went to the Uno cards, and they're like, I think something's happening with our controllers, Mom.
Yeah, which I feel like it's kind of signifying that she's losing control.
Yeah.
So I think so that was interesting.
We got one more glimpse at the outfit.
Yeah.
George was like, George just took off that blanket, and George was like, now it's Wanda time.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that outfit. Anyway, and then you get into the intro music. What did you guys think about the beginning of it?
It was good. It was good. I liked when she went downstairs and she addressed the issue with the kids, and then she went into the kitchen, and everything was glitching. Everything was kind of glitching as she was walking through, and then she pulled out the milk, and the milk started to glitch.
Did you catch her smelling the cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Took a sniff of it before she started eating.
But I liked how the cereal said snaps on it. So that was
snaps.
Great. Yeah, sugar snaps.
Sugar snaps.
Yeah, sugar snaps. That was great.
That was
I like
funny.
when shows pick up right where it left off.
Yeah, me too. And then she addresses the situation a little bit with her brother there too. Is because I think it was Wiccan or one of them, or maybe it was the other one. I can't get their names right.
Tommy or Billy.
Yeah. He mentions the brother, and then she immediately puts it down
Uncle
and says
P.
that's Uncle. Yeah, he said that's not your uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's aware of it. So that was pretty cool.
She didn't call him imposter until later, right? It wasn't at that point.
I don't think she even called him.
Yeah, she doesn't acknowledge him afterwards because he wasn't even there for the entirety of the show.
He wasn't there for he wasn't there for this episode at all.
This episode, yeah. Yeah. A lot of stuff picks up right off. Then you also have one of the questions I had last week was, is Vision going to remember what happened? And he wakes up and he does. And then he, like you said earlier, he freaking was great, man. I mean, even when he was trying to be serious, like when he goes up to Darcy and he's like, "We had that thing, that unspoken words. There's a connection."
Eye contact.
Yeah. I was like, "This is good."
What did she say? Funny. She shot him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you looking at, creeper?"
Okay, I'll go
Not
out,
interested.
I'm ordering the lobster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She's like, "We'll go out, but I'll order the." Yeah, that was funny.
She's awesome.
But what's funny though? It's like I couldn't understand what took him so long just to untap her mind for. It's like, why were you waiting so long? Just freaking buzz her, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to get through to her without doing it. Maybe.
Yeah, he didn't want to abuse his powers.
Yeah.
Then in the meantime, we get Rambo and Wu, and the team and their team meets up with who she was waiting for, which I was obviously I think most of us were disappointed.
That was a disappointment.
Yeah, because we were. I mean, it would have been cool if an actual person from the MCU actually showed up. But
so who is she looking for? When in the other episodes, what was it? Was it an astrophysicist?
Yeah. So I'm assuming that person didn't show up.
Okay. So I'm assuming, because who she talks to, that's military personnel. There's not going to be a military person that's an astrophysicist. So I still don't think they've met who she was thinking or who she was talking about she was going to meet.
No.
So, we led up to that, but we still haven't met that person yet.
The person just sent the vehicle but didn't show.
Right.
And then obviously she tries to drive into the barrier and the.
Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves there. Let's
okay.
backtrack a little bit before we get to that part. But they acknowledge that. Hey, I'm just saying, you're like moving it on. We're like, the episode wasn't an hour, so you're already like midway through the show. No, but they acknowledge or they talk about that that Sword was trying to use Vision as a weapon or try to reactivate him.
Well, they were trying to reassemble him, and that's what what is it, Operation Cataracts?
Right.
Yeah.
Was
and that's
they were
what
trying
triggered,
to reassemble him? Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what triggered Wanda, into going into this rage. So he knew all along what started this thing.
Well,
So
yeah,
did
that
you
would
guys-
make. I'm sorry, Frank.
Sorry, go ahead, Seth.
No, I want to start an argument. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick, what did y'all think about that comment that they left on the last video about that maybe that's the start of the Sentinel program?
Mhm.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, because that wouldn't make sense. That I don't know if they could tie that in properly enough for it to make sense.
I
Nobody
thought
there.
they're
is
weaponizing him for something, so that's as good a theory as any. Was kind of my
Right.
thought.
Well, I like how they mentioned, again, we're jumping ahead, but I did like how they mentioned Ultron in there, and they were, so who knows, maybe if they were, going to try to do something with that.
Well, in House of M, I think, and I may be wrong when I'm saying this, so if you guys are watching, please don't take this as solid.
Don't quote me on
thing.
the quote
Yes,
that I'm
please.
about to quote.
Yeah. So anyway, at least from my memory of reading the comic, I think in that world, the Sentinel program was created based on Tony Stark's designs. So like part of that Sentinel program was created from that.
So this could be like the start of it, because then we have that
Could be.
Armor Wars coming up.
Right.
So that
Could
could
be
all,
that.
this is all the leading. There's always the
There's
atom
always
of it, right?
tie-ins.
Something
Yeah,
that
there's always
starts
little
it.
tie-ins, yeah.
But that
Well,
would
it's possible.
kind of be true, because you go Ultron to Vision to, so it's a indirect way to get there, but it would still be Stark.
And
So-
Hayward is just afraid of what they went through, and then just otherworldly beings. So something to create to help protect us. The same thing Tony wanted, but just this guy's dealing with something he don't understand.
Right.
So here's something we never touched on that I would like to discuss for a second. So Thanos ripped the stone out of Vision's head,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
So, and obviously when Endgame happened, Cap took the stones and put them back in their proper timelines.
Yep. So why does he still have it?
So yeah, so why does he still have the stone? Because Vision would technically still be dead at that point, especially if this is all taking place after Endgame.
So
Because
I'm only speculating on this, but I'm assuming that the reason why that it's possibility that it could happen, or how they may explain it, is that her abilities were given to her from that stone, so she could possibly remanifest the stone or create something, because she's already creating things out of thin air. So it's possible she could recreate it.
And there's still that one scene we haven't seen yet.
I was like, yeah, I was gonna say something, and I kind of just pulled it back. I was like, yeah, hit the brakes.
That was growth right there. I saw it.
I mean, it's possible.
Well, I mean, again, it's the whole, it's the whole thing then, because like, again, the snap happened, and people disappeared. Then the second snapping, the second coming of the snapping happened, and then everybody reappeared and everything like that. And then again, Captain America reset the timelines with the stones and everything. But again, you can't manifest that stone.
Somebody manifested that stone.
And the thing is, then, if that was the case, because the stone is what brings him life and brings the essence and Vision together.
I don't think that's what brings him life.
Yeah, that's how he was powered, through the stone.
I think it's just that. I think it's just a battery power, because they were ready to take it out of him in Infinity War.
Endgame.
No,
Right? Yeah,
no,
Infinity War.
But what they were trying to do in Infinity War is that they were trying to disconnect the stone to where he wouldn't be affected if it was removed.
Yeah. They were going to take the stone out, and then they were going to replace it with Energizer batteries.
It keeps going and going and going and going and going.
We
Or
still have
Wakandan.
that. We
Then he
still
would
have
be
that.
working in that circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. we still have that scene that we haven't seen yet, where she's like in the yellow clouds and doing, something's going on that I think that has something to do with the Mind
Right.
Stone.
Yeah, that's my thought. I'm just theorizing there. I mean, it's possibility Vision may come back or stay back, or stay alive.
We still haven't seen the scene where she's coming down into the facility where he was at.
Right.
So maybe that entire thing is a flashback that they're going to explain what you're asking, Seth.
Man,
that maybe that Mind Stone scene goes with that, and kind of explains the whole thing.
And I don't like that director of Sword dude. That dude's up to some shady shit.
Yeah, he's trying to weaponize Vision.
Yep.
He wants it back.
Yeah, but Vision was never property of anybody.
Well, Stark is dead.
So I think he's the same level as that. What's the girlfriend in the Incredible Hulk? Like her dad, the Colonel. I think he's kind of like him.
Ross.
General Ross.
Well, he's the director of Sword, so I guess he would be the same level as Nick Fury is for Shield, right?
Right. It's just that where Nick's willing to work with the other superhero, but even he's kind of shady, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with them. If they don't have that ability, we're not the same. So while I'm glad we have your help, I have to keep an eye out on you guys too.
Right. So now we can get to that part where she tries to get through the barrier, Seth.
Yeah. Now she tries to get, now she tries to get through the barrier, and obviously the the vehicle's being eaten up, but it doesn't go fully all the way through. Only the front half of it does, and then it gets shot back out.
How doesn't she go through the windshield or hit the dashboard when she rammed that thing pretty hard?
Yeah. Well, but you said, like the other lady that was next to Wu said, this is made of the strongest stuff, we got, and that's the stuff that they use on the moon the moon rovers, so it's but it's funny though how it only made part of it through, shot it back out, and then it became the front of a pickup truck,
an old van or something.
What'd you call it? A creeper van?
Creeper van.
Right. That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
But then obviously Monica has this premonition that she's like, oh, I can go through the field.
Yeah.
And she does, and that was a really cool scene.
That was a really cool scene.
Well, she's going through and she's reliving all the characters around her that she's already been in the different time eras and everything, and she made it through unscathed.
I didn't go back to listen to every single one of the voices. I was pretty sure I thought I heard her mother, and I think I also heard Captain Marvel in there.
And Nick Fury was in there.
Nick Fury was in there too?
Yeah,
okay.
I put on the closed caption so you could see everything coming on.
Cool.
Yep.
But she made it through. That was pretty cool. And then she had this cool blue lights going on in her eyes and everything like that. So now it makes her, now it makes you wonder. Okay, did she inherit powers?
Yeah, she got powers. So
yeah,
what are her powers in the
definitely
comics?
photon.
Okay, what are her powers in the comics?
It's almost like she's like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much is how she is. I guess she can see in the. I mean, that was pretty much the Nexus, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I got out of it. So
Dude,
for some reason, she
Nexus,
can see in the interdimension.
Speaking of the Nexus, that commercial was hilarious. I love that commercial. It's probably my favorite commercial so far.
Right.
That
was good.
Yeah, I like when they said the side effects are, you have to, what is it? Put up with your life, or what was the things they said?
Face reality.
Face reality. Yeah. I was cracking up.
Or have more depression.
Yeah.
The world doesn't revolve around
you.
Or does it?
I wish they would have done a thing. I wish they would have done a thing where they do with a lot of these medical commercials where they talk about all the symptoms that may come.
It did
with
say
it.
that.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, but
right.
not in a way to make it entertaining. When we're watching.
I thought it was
when we're watching most of these commercials and they're like, oh, if you take this, you may be experiencing hemorrhaging, blood loss. Leakage, just. So
you want to hear the one line of helpfulness, and then the 30-minute length of bad side effects.
The bad side effects. I hear you. I still was
thanks.
cracking
I'll
up.
just die with what I have.
Yeah, could form cancer in the kidneys. It's like. Then why would you take it?
And that poor woman, she's like the only one in all the commercials.
Yeah. And she's just like it's funny because like all of a sudden she's like depressed and she's walking around and then she takes it and she's like, "Hey, I'm back."
That's funny. And then Vision unlocks Darcy. They try to get back to or try to get to Wanda, and then
that
Wanda's
whole
doing.
sequence was hilarious.
So was Wanda trying to keep him back, or was okay? Maybe I'm getting too hard.
We'll come back to that. We'll have to come back.
But that was pretty funny though. I was laughing my ass off with that.
Yeah, because they're
out in the middle of nowhere. Intersection.
The red light, and then the crew comes in to work. That was a laugh out loud.
Leading up to it, she's like, "There are so many red lights."
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, finally they're done." And then all of a sudden, the crossing guard coach shows up, and the whole line of all the school kids coming across.
Yeah.
And then
I think that construction crew first, like the telephone crew.
And then finally, Vision's like, "Yeah, I've had enough of this crap," and he just like gets out of
through.
He just phases through, and that's it. And she's like, "Okay, I'll meet you."
Guess I'll meet you there.
You know,
and I like how they make fun of him, or he makes fun of himself a little bit, because one of the things that I've heard people crack on a little bit with Vision is that he gets killed. He's the only hero that gets killed twice in the movies. So he's like, so I basically was brought back so I can get killed again. So he's like, yeah.
And I like that whole dialogue between them two, because like it kind of almost makes him think like he doesn't have his full memory restored.
Right.
Well, he doesn't have his full memory restored.
So again, the stone, hence the stone.
He doesn't have his full memory restored. All he has
Hence
is his life in that world.
The stone is the key.
The stone. You got a pair of
So he's like, so Wanda killed me? Why did she do that?
Right?
It's complicated.
He's like, that bitch.
Yeah.
She's like, well, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah.
She killed you to protect us from Thanos.
I did feel bad for him on that point, though. What's her name? Monica makes it to Wanda's place. The minute she walked through the door, I was like, "Oh shit, she's about to get her ass launched out."
Yeah, she was like, just walk in.
And what was great is that Wanda recognized her right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing back?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she launches her out of the house. And then now, did Wanda stop, or did she? Did her abilities keep her from going back further?
Well, no, her abilities kept her back because her eyes were all blue. And then, of course, she did it. Superhero landing.
Yeah.
Superhero landing.
I did think of you, Seth, whenever she did it.
So.
Right.
Yeah. It's like when I was doing the live reaction to that one, I was like, I when it happened, it took me like a couple seconds, and I thought about Seth. Like, if this had happened, Seth would have been like, "Oh, superhero landing! Superhero landing!"
Superhero landings on Hot Toys are impossible to do, people.
Every time I see that now, I want to see Seth in a Deadpool outfit going superhero landing. Wait for it.
It's hard on the knees. Right?
That was cool though. Yeah. And then Wanda, she seemed to have a little bit of fear at that point, but then she's like, wait a minute, this is the first person in my world that's got abilities besides me and Vision.
So when she brought her outside, and then they were showing the neighborhood.
Yeah,
that's the first time we've seen Dottie in a while, right?
Yes, Dottie. Yes, like a glimpse of her.
Yep, just a glimpse of her. So I was like, why is she all of a sudden back in the picture?
But it's funny though, because everyone stopped what they were doing. Like you saw the guy delivering the packages, he just stopped dead in his tracks.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, were they stopping because she paused them, or were they just stopping because they were like, they got nothing better to do and they can't mind their own business, and they're like, oh, what's going on here?
Because the other thing with Dottie being there is, it seemed like it was one of her neighbors because they're close by, and that's why she stopped, because it looked like she was gardening.
Right.
And whenever we first got introduced to her, Agatha's explaining about Dottie, so obviously she didn't live around her.
Right. Well,
so why is she
a little bit
there?
of a walk?
I think a few houses down the block. Because they walked after. So the mailman was there in the first scene whenever Wanda got the helicopter, the red helicopter, the drone turned into a helicopter. Remember, he was in that scene, and Agnes said, one of them said, "Don't shoot the messenger," or whatever there.
Yeah.
It was kind of an exchange. When Sparky died and Agnes...
He was there.
He was there. And then in this, whenever the battle's going down there, he was there again, kind of gave a look or whatever. I'm like, is there some sort of significance to him?
I feel like I should yell out right now. What is it from Don't Be a Menace? Message!
Right.
Message.
And then Agnes, well, backtracking a little bit, when Agnes comes in to take her kids, that scene was hilarious. I had a great time with that part too, because there was there was that part where she's like, I don't bite, and then she's like, actually, I bit a kid once, and I was like,
Right.
She's
and
awesome, man.
And didn't even smirk or nothing. I mean, just kind of, it's just matter of fact. Yeah, I kind of.
It was so perfect. Yeah.
So was that like a Hansel and Gretel type?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The witch.
Wink.
Oh, and then she had the whole thing like, I got a suspicious mole over here, and I was like,
boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, yeah.
And then as she's walking out, she's like, maybe one of y'all can
Y'all
check.
can look at this. Yeah.
She's awesome.
Well, and the funny thing too is that obviously going back to the beginning when the kids are standing on the side of the bed, and what's the Wiccan?
Yeah.
Is that yeah, or whatever that kid is. He's sitting there and he's like, "Mom," he's like, "the voices in my head. It's like they won't stop."
Right. They won't
and then
stop.
they go to Agnes's house, and he's like, "I like it here," and she's like, "Oh, because of Senor Bunny," and he's like, "No," he's like, "It's just quiet. There's no noises."
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you think is because he's so close to Wanda that what Wanda's hearing in her head is maybe being projected into his.
Yeah, but he specifically says that Agnes is quiet inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Her,
quiet.
not just the house.
Right.
Specifically her, which means that all the noise. It would seem that means that all the noise he's hearing is Wanda.
There's Wanda.
And his character slipped because she's like, well, okay. That made her kind of pause for a second. She was really focused on that statement.
Yeah. I think it's because I don't think that she's aware yet that he has
Of their abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the case, because when they got their abilities, she wasn't anywhere around at that point.
What was it? She said at one point, how you tell two 10-year-olds that your mom is batshit crazy?
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
For Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. That was perfect, man. So now we're back to that scene. Agnes is looking out her window and seeing the battle that's about to happen between Monica and Wanda, and then she comes in and interrupts that. And at that moment, I was just like, oh yeah, we're about to get something good now, So, Agnes takes her back to the house, and then there's that whole scene where Wanda's like, where are my kids? Now she immediately looks at the rabbit and she sees that fly. Do you think that the kids are like hidden, or does she or did Agnes turn them into something?
So
I think they're just hidden.
I took that as something from Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Because the locust and the moth
bug,
and bug and all that other stuff. I took that. So it's like she was like gonna go down to the basement. I'm like, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, don't go down to the basement. Don't go down to the basement. And the next thing you know, Agnes would have been like, it puts the lotion on the skin and it gets the hose. It does what it's told, or it gets the bucket. Whatever the dude says. Or you could have seen Agnes been like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck you. We go to like that whole that whole thing, which would have been absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I was definitely getting a Silence of the Lambs.
It was creepy, man.
Yeah. Hello, Clarice.
Don't go to the basement. Don't ever go to the basement.
She was all like, oh, maybe they're in the basement, and she like walks off, and then
especially when there's vines.
Yeah, right.
There's vines leading there.
Like you don't think something's wrong?
Yeah. So of course, obviously, out of sheer curiosity, she starts going down the tunnel, and of course, that's going to lead into the argument now. So
does Agnes? Why the timing of now within the storyline? Does she sense that Wanda's losing all control? Is she pulling back control? Why does she? Because she obviously tells her to go into the basement to reveal who she is. Spoiler alert! But
I wonder if it's because of like Photon getting through.
That's what
she's
I'm
like.
thinking.
Okay, so. Obviously, this going on with Vision. He's got his own free will. Apparently, he's going off doing his thing, and then you got her repeatedly coming back in here, and I keep having to correct this.
So
she's like, now or never.
What is Agatha's purpose then? Why taking? Because obviously they at the end there they show that she's been behind this whole thing all along, right? So.
That was hilarious.
That was pretty hilarious.
She's like, oh, it's like one of those things. It's Agatha. it's
Yeah.
Agatha. Yeah, it's me. You
Oh,
know,
dude, when she was like, and I killed Sparky too, and I was like, you bitch.
the first thing that ran through my mind is like, someone please get John Wick on the horn.
Oh,
I love that whole
awesome.
Monsters theme to it.
All
Yeah.
because of
That was
because
great.
of a puppy.
Agatha all along.
Yeah.
And it was great
was
how
great.
they showed like from that little sequence of like all the key moments that she was sitting behind, technically involved in, which was great.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, come on, Frankie, let's argue. Let's go. Let's
So when
go.
she
Let's
first
go.
lands there, you get to see her outfit. Agnes.
Yeah. Just a little bit of it. You don't get to see the whole thing, but you get to
Right.
see a little bit.
Yeah.
So is she like old there? Are they going to do that with the comics?
Yeah, I
or
can't wait to see in the next couple episodes
Yeah.
how they
What she
portray
really
her.
looks like.
Is
Yeah,
what she
that-
looks
yeah.
like true form, or is she?
What do you think her purpose is, though? It's like, what's the point of having just a little section of
right.
New Jersey?
All right, I'm gonna call it right now at
Oh, boy.
44 minutes and 45 seconds into this video.
For those of you watching, I just want to
Okay.
apologize. Go ahead, Seth.
It's one. She's going. If anybody has seen 12 Monkeys, you know exactly where I'm going with this. This was one complete total mindfuck. I bet you, Agatha is nobody but a figment of her imagination and of this whole thing.
I don't know
agree
about
with
that. I don't agree with that at all.
Like,
Mindfuck.
and then
Mindfuck.
you
Of
see
Wanda's
that
imagination?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of Wanda's
No.
imagination.
I don't think so. Because
Go ahead, Craig. You can tell me you don't agree either.
Well, I mean, you see right there at the end
I don't
when she
see
reveals
that.
when she reveals herself, she takes and does that hand gesture, and it looks like she gets control of
Yes.
of Wanda at that point.
Yes.
Which, if she has control of Wanda, she has control of everybody in the town,
Except
Right.
for Vision and Monica.
Right.
except maybe even except for Monica
And
I mean,
Darcy.
because
and Darcy.
because Vision
Darcy's
at
nowhere
times
to be found.
because Vision at times she can control. So at times, hey, she rewound his bit in one of the episodes. Remember?
I think she gets him distracted enough.
Maybe.
Not so much control, but as distracted.
Yeah, so he doesn't realize what's exactly happening.
Okay.
Right. He's focused on, as long as before he knew that something was going on with Wanda, everything's fine. It's just her. So he goes along with whatever.
Yeah. I think
So
it was
it's-
like somebody with amnesia, and they get more back, get more back, get more back as it progressed.
When,
I mean, it's like any married guy, right? So no matter how crazy your wife is, you just need to go along with it.
no comment.
Never spoken.
Right.
I know what you're doing there, Frankie.
Hey,
I'm gonna have a happy night tonight, okay? Anyway, when Wanda first makes it into her dungeon, there's a bunch of stuff that you see, around the room.
Yeah,
and
let's
everything.
talk about the book.
The book,
What do you guys think the book is?
her spell book.
Which
I
spell
don't
book
know.
is it, though?
It's the,
The
Book
Book
of
of Omens.
Dormammu.
It was
Book
the
of
only
Thunder.
thing that I Googled just to find out. It was called
Okay.
the Darkhold.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering because I
The
remember in
Darkhold?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there was a book called The Darkhold, and I guess it turned out to be fake. I didn't continue watching. That was right around when we dropped off of it. But, so after watching some of the commentary from Easter eggs and that other stuff, it started leading down a serious rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Darkhold, made of dark matter,
Mm-hmm.
so you have all that from Doctor Strange, right? And it seems like she's pretty big in the next Doctor Strange movie.
Who, Wanda or
Well, yeah,
Wanda.
Wanda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
because
supposed
there's
to
a
be in
tie-in. There's a tie. Yeah, there's
Right.
a tie-in there.
So, and that book, it deals a lot too. There seems to be a lot tie-in with the Nexus, so being interdimensional. So with that, so when I got to looking at that picture, if you want to check this out.
Oh, you could have just left it share to begin with.
Share the picture.
All right, here we go.
All right, so one, you can see that there's a screen missing, right? Or a book right here. My only problem with it that may not be in there is that symbol that's in there. So there was two symbols in her dungeon whenever it came in. So right here, there's a book missing.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah.
That's not
And
the
there's
book
a
that was
symbol there.
stolen.
So yeah, but don't know what it is. They never addressed it. But
They
up
never
here,
addressed that
all
book.
these books, when you watch the movie, you can see this glowing. and moving around, it's the same as this.
Okay. Argument. Yes, the book is glowing, but there's nothing moving around it. Those are chains around the books.
No, that is like some kind of matter or something that's shifting around. And
Well, there's something around the book.
Yeah, there's something else around there too.
Yes, but the books in Doctor Strange, those are chains. Those are linked up.
No,
by chains
they aren't. No, I'm talking about this stuff right here.
The circle.
Right in here, that right in the center. That's the same type of matter that's floating around this book.
Energy.
Yeah, the energy that's around it.
Okay, then I retract my argument. Damn it, Frankie!
So you're thinking that this is a book that was stolen in... it was stolen.
Well, I mean, that's like the ultimate and evil book. So, like, that should be in her library.
Well, I mean, in Doctor Strange, isn't that whole where the book that they stole at the beginning of Doctor Strange?
Well, they didn't steal the book. Well, they didn't
that
steal
was
the book.
Of,
they stole a page.
Cagliostro.
They did. The book was never stolen. It was just a page. It was just a page. It was just a page that was stolen from it. But that's the thing, though. So, you know, why wouldn't they? And I like where Frankie's going with this, but like, why wouldn't they address in Doctor Strange then that one of the books were missing because they did
right
it.
And that's one of the things I thought of. But the other thing too, you see where the books are. What do you notice about where the books are being stored?
Hexagons.
The shape.
Hexagons.
Look at the shape.
Oh, they got it. Yeah, that's a hex.
They're all hexes.
Dun, 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 the plot just thickened.
Well, I mean, I saw on another video that the hexagon thing may not even be something about the ability so much as it's like the essence that binds the Marvel universe. So like when you see the ships travel through
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they don't do like light speed like Star Wars. They jump through like some hexes and they pop out.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. Holy crap.
So, but the thing, what else I found, so another little rabbit hole that led me down, so was finding out about this Nexus, right? So you start reading up on that, and then you find out about there's just very few Nexus beings in the Marvel universe.
Okay.
Phoenix was one.
Okay.
Morgan Le Fay. My understanding is Kong the Conqueror is one.
Okay.
And there's a whole bunch on him that could tie into several stuff of movies that are coming out.
Okay.
Because of all the different personalities of Kang the Conqueror over time. And he's also, wasn't he Mr. Fantastic's kid?
He's Mr. Fantastic's kid?
Something
Franklin?
Richards. Yeah, Franklin Richards.
I don't know.
So I found something on that or about that too.
Yeah, Kang was rumored right after Endgame finished. Kang was rumored to be the next big bad
Main
guy.
villain, yeah.
Well, Morgan Le Fay, doesn't she has a tie-in with Agatha, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So could the book come from Morgan then? Maybe Morgan is dead now at this point?
Man, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like it feels like it's leading to a whole bunch of other stuff. That it's kind of, this is the very starting point to branch everything out.
This is why a lot of people are sleeping on this show when they shouldn't be, because this is the type of show that does make you think. It makes you, try to piece things together, and look at all of us, we're just sitting there trying to piece stuff from other comics and other stories, and you know what, 9 out of 10 times we're probably wrong, because they've already got the path that they're going down with this. But it's like, again, that's why this is a good show. It makes you think, it makes you do your due diligence, it makes you do your research, especially if you're not familiar with a lot of these characters.
I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more than I did at the beginning, and even what I thought I was going to enjoy.
I'm still constantly seeing posts. It's slow. It's boring.
Well,
I'm like,
I'm not finding it slow at all anymore. I mean, at the beginning, the first 2 episodes did feel like, like where are we? But
well, I think it was the first. No, because it was the first 3 episodes, and then episode 4 hit us with what was going on. Where now you get to see from what's going on the outside of the hex.
But I think
that's when it pieced, and that's when everything made sense and everything got pieced together, and that's when the show, to me, became good, and it didn't felt as drawn out as
we knew it was coming. We
Yeah.
knew it was going to get better. It's just, how long was it going to take?
Yeah.
Right.
And then the other thing is, how
Three
far do you
episodes.
take it with a TV show?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't think of another show that's been talked about. Maybe Game of Thrones.
Ugh, don't bring
That's
that
like
garbage up.
such a. I never watched it. That is such a Facebook. It's like you see post after post after post talking about it, and I was like, they're doing something right, because even people are saying, I don't get it on board or whatever. They're talking about it.
Right.
Right.
And they leave you wanting more every single time. 29 minutes, that was the run time.
That was the runtime. I know, man. And then I found out that it was that I guess that I thought I saw an official post that said that the next 3 episodes were going to be an hour, but then I found out that wasn't the case. That it was
Lies.
Yeah, somebody
All
posted some
lies.
pictures, and I got caught up into that. So,
Supposedly, they said it's supposed to be. Feige said it was supposed to be 6 hours total. So I think people were doing the math backwards, and then saying. So I don't think it was anything official. I think it was somebody
So is it the last 2 episodes will be an hour?
hoping.
yeah, I hope so. They definitely do need to be longer. I'm sorry, man. I mean, if we're paying for this stuff, it's like and you're making these episodes up. It's like make them an hour, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
or at least 45 legit minutes. So. And we got an extra credit scene for the first time.
Yeah, we got an end credit scene, which now as far as end credit scenes go, like usually the end credit scenes give you that whole like what you're looking forward to, I guess. This one here kind of just like was like a scene they felt like they could have been in it, and they're like, oh, let's just put it here. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It shows Pietro seeing that Monica is about to go into the dungeon.
Snooper's gonna snoop.
Yeah.
So you notice that around her eyes, it had the Agatha's purple stuff going around her eyes.
No, I didn't catch
On
that.
Monica?
Oh yeah. Look back, you'll see it going around.
I thought it was
Monica's
blue.
eyes.
Oh,
Looked
Wanda,
purple
yes.
to me.
You mean Wanda or Monica?
On Monica.
On Monica? They look blue. to
Yep.
me.
So I couldn't tell if it was she got control of her or she was starting to, and then that stopped it.
Power.
Oh, you mean at the very end, right?
At the very end, on the end credit scene.
I gotta catch that again. To me, the way I saw that was that when he approached her, her powers started to charge up. Like she's like obviously there's gonna be a fight there. I think is what they're gonna happen. What's gonna happen? And I'm wondering how she's gonna be able to hold her own against Pietro because he's super quick. Oh,
He can't fly though.
true,
Oh, sick burn.
true. He can't run fast enough to jump.
That's true.
He can't run fast enough to jump. You can do a Jordan.
Loser.
What can you do? I could fly. What about you? I run really fast.
So what do you guys think
they
about
were
next episode?
They were
Go ahead.
definitely purple, dude. I just watched it.
They're purple. All right, put it
Yeah,
up.
they were purple.
Come on, show us. Can't just tell us.
Come on, Filoni, do your job.
Come on, Scoop.
Yeah. Scoop a loop.
Hold on. Get it paused.
I could have swore that somebody called him an imposter during the episode before we saw him at the end. That Wanda or Vision or somebody called him an imposter.
Well, I don't know if they call him pasta, but obviously you see, what is it? Agatha, conjuring him,
Yeah, you're right. They are a little on the
Yeah.
purple side. But they could be just blue mixed with the black in her eye.
Or it could just be a light, or it just could be bad lighting.
It could be. Could be the color of your screen. Fix the color temperature on your screen, bro. That's what the problem is.
Okay. Y'all can go ahead and text me whenever you say it. Damn, it was purple.
Right? I didn't say anything.
Craig's like, I've learned just to sit here and be quiet.
Yeah, I just listened.
All right, so let's speculate a little bit. What's going to happen on the next episode? We got Wanda. It looks like she's been taken control of.
There's definitely going to be a fight. There's definitely
Mephisto.
going to be a fight.
Mephisto's finally going to reveal himself.
Now, there's definitely going to be a fight, whether Pietro and Monica fight or Vision shows up and Vision fights. There's definitely going to be a fight somewhere in there.
So we got to fight.
Oh yeah, we're
But
gonna
is
fight
Wanda going to be facing off again? Like maybe, what we saw in the trailer. But there's that part of the trailer that we saw where it shows their town, and then Wanda says that this is our home, we have to defend it or something like that.
Yeah.
Vision said, "Then let's fight for it."
Then let's fight for it.
And
right.
then maybe.
What if they clipped two different voices? Because there was another part in the show already where she said, "This is our home," right? When he says that, we can go wherever we want, and she said, "No, this is our home." So what if they took that clip and they took another clip where he says, "Let's fight for it" or whatever, and they meld that together to show that scene? And really, what that scene is that Agatha has control of Wanda, and now Wanda is going to fight off against Vision.
Or
Maybe.
Or Wanda and Vision are able to team up, and Agatha turns all the townspeople on them.
So I think it's going to be them fighting each other for the first part of the show. Then at the end, Wanda starts to break free of it.
Yes, the infamous
and then the
Martha
last
moment.
episode, we'll get a somewhat reveal of what's actually happening. But to lead into, we don't know what the hell's going on.
So they're going to have a Wanda remember moment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're going to
have to remember Wanda.
Yeah,
Right.
Remember.
Right.
Martha, why did you say that name?
Oh no!
We're going to have the infamous Martha moment.
She'll remember her mom's name's Martha.
Yeah. Why did you say that name? That's my mom's name. You want to become best friends? Yep. You want to go fight crime? Yep.
CFS. Right.
Or maybe Vision can wake her up, because Vision can. Maybe that's the whole thing. Vision can.
See,
break
but here's
people free.
but here's the funny thing about that.
Yeah, can he
when
do
they
it?
were showing the whole thing with Agatha and gave her own little quick intro, it showed her fucking with Vision.
Not just Vision.
But what I'm saying is that how do you know Vision really unlocked her?
What? But when did she mess with Vision?
Like
In the car, through the car window.
In the car.
Yes.
In the car.
Yes, but she didn't mess with Vision. She was just playing a part at that point.
Yeah,
and
lying
Vision was
to her.
gullible.
She was
That
messing.
something
She was
different.
messing with Vision.
Yeah, but that wasn't messing with him using magic. That was messing using just
Well,
words,
Just lying. Yeah.
just lying. When I was saying like messing with, you see that part with her and Herb, and then she kind of like does a little thing to him,
Right.
And then he starts going nuts at that point, or starts.
Because
I
the
guess saying
magic
what
may
she
not
wants to
work
say.
on him like it does on people.
Right.
A brain is different. A human brain, a person's brain is different.
Yeah,
than
he's
a
not a
computer
not a
brain.
human. He's not
Right.
a human. Yeah.
So if it's been Agatha all along, and she's been the one that's been controlling the townspeople, and Wanda doesn't have any control over these people, and then so Agatha's making these people say that it's Wanda that's the issue, which is causing Vision to have issues with her.
So
Right.
maybe the townspeople are glitching in the previous episode because Agatha is having to focus more on Wanda because she's losing her.
Right.
So she's kind of ignoring the outskirts, because she's losing her grip on with the Wanda vision.
Maybe
Makes sense.
the whole thing of the hex is to control Wanda herself. Agatha doesn't have any issues with what's going on everywhere else. She just wants Wanda. So if she's controlling the townspeople and Vision is, let's say he's waking people up. Maybe Agatha is making him believe that he's waking people up, but he's that's not happening. So then they're saying Wanda's the issue, which is making Vision further break off from her, which would cause conflict, and the two of them are going to fight each other.
But that just drives me even further into, so why is she wanting to do any of that anyway? What's the whole reason behind wanting to do that? Because
So you
there's somebody
said-
behind her.
You said
Right.
that the book was dark matter, right?
Yeah.
She wants the dark saber.
And there's your Star Wars tie-in, folks.
Control of Mandalore. That's what it's all about.
Agatha wants control of Mandalore.
I love that there was about 2 seconds of dead. What?
That's not how the Force works.
So there's going to be a showdown in Boca Raton, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
wait. So now that makes total sense. She wants the dark saber, so she was able to reincarnate Boba Fett from the sandpit.
Right.
Yeah, oh boy, here we go.
There we go.
you go.
That's how Boba
It
Fett was
really
brought
has
back.
been
That's how
Agatha
he.
all along.
That's how he survived. That's how he survived, people.
All right, sorry
Agatha
about that.
saved Boba
That's
Fett.
all right.
That was
That's all
on
right.
me.
That's funny. That's funny.
So is Agnes Agatha the main baddie? I think no.
I don't think
No.
so. I agree with Craig. I don't think
Do you
so.
think
There's-
there's?
I think she
somebody
is
else?
for the show.
I would say
think
it's
there's
going to be
someone pulling the
extremely
strings.
disappointing if it's her. Whenever we suspected her from basically the first or second episode, it's kind of
Yeah, but they've been throwing people off though the whole time.
Well, I get
that makes a good mystery. I think they're doing a good job with that.
I think it's on the level of like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So it was Ronan was the villain for that movie, but there
the
was
build-up was
actually a bigger
Thanos.
villain behind that.
Yeah.
Which
I think it's the same thing.
Which is exactly what I was going to say, because I think Agnes is kind of like Loki in the Avengers. He was there to fight on behalf of Thanos, and like what you guys saying,
Right.
there's going to be a bigger thing. So I guarantee. Well, I shouldn't say I guarantee, but I have a sneaking suspicion what's going to happen is that WandaVision's going to end, the final episode where they obviously defeat Agatha or something happens, and then it's going to have the end credit scene, and someone's going to be standing over Agatha and be like, "You have failed me for the last time."
Yeah, something like that, just to take us into.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Just to
something- and
build
another-
up for the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a movie, or to the Doctor Strange movie,
Right.
Into the multiverse.
right?
And-
Because they just introduced the Nexus, right? And so his movie deals with all this interdimension stuff.
Hayward, that's his name, right? The director's Hayward.
Hayward.
Yeah. Didn't he say something in the episode where he said that they had some kind of plan also to get back in there, or there was something they were going to do. I don't know what the
Yeah,
They
because
were
they were
gonna
going to
try to
execute
blow
it
it
that
up.
night.
Yeah, they were
They're
going to
gonna
like
execute-
blow something. Yeah, they were going to like blow
They were
something
going to
up
go in
and
there,
drop, drop a
Right.
nuke or something.
What do you think
Drop
it's
a
going to be?
nuke.
A nuke.
There's always a nuke involved in superheroes.
Right.
It'll
You've got
hit
three
it'll
hours.
hit the hex and turn into like flowers as it goes.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think what do you think he's going to do?
Oh, they're definitely planning to drop some kind of weapon in there or something. That's if they find a way to make it through the hex. Because remember, like exactly what happened. Like they had that predator drone in there, and then it turned into something else.
I'm just
know,
amazed
so it's
that
like-
all of this is going on and nobody has thought to contact the Avengers, or at least the half-ass Avengers. Like
There were no Avengers. There were no
Hey.
Avengers. There
Seriously,
were
the
no
War- you got
Avengers
War
at that
Machine.
point.
No,
He's
but
too
you got-
busy here on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
There were no Avengers at that point because Falcon and the Winter Soldier are separate doing their own thing. Who knows what Hulk's up to? The
War
Guardian,
Machine?
the Guardians and Thor all left New Asgard to go on a space adventure to try to find Gamora. And then
Asgard, thank you.
And then we don't know where War Machine is, nor do we know where Hawkeye is.
Right.
So it's like everybody was just kind of like, and I mean, even if you want to take it to the next level, okay, where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man in all this?
Well,
it's-
Ant-Man ain't doing a damn thing.
Yeah, where's Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Where's Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Ant-Man, you got Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and War Machine. At least
Yeah.
those three are around.
Yeah, so it's like you don't. So it's like you don't know what those guys are up to right now.
On
Right.
vacation.
That is the
Vacation.
problem with all these superhero, because you sit there and think about all the heroes that are in these stories in the worlds, right? And they're supposed to be all around each other. It's like, so this is going on. It's all over the news.
Yeah.
Where the hell are they at? They just kicking
So-
back, going, Spidey's got it.
See,
Yeah.
So now this is where. So now this
That's
is
one
where
of
they
those
should.
things, right?
So now this is where they should tie in.
When they asked that question to the Avenger, where were you guys? Well, I thought Spider-Man had it. No, I didn't have it. I thought Thor took
I
care of
thought
that.
you
I was
had
like,
it.
So this would be a good time for them to introduce the new Avengers. That it was the Thing, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and
Yeah, but they can't do that yet.
Why not?
It's
They own
because
the
you
rights.
get-
They own the rights.
It's not about the rights thing. In order for them to do it right, they would have to have, a whole other intro for these other characters. that they're gonna
Progression,
bring.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't just take and throw Wolverine and Thing into the show right now. You can't.
Yeah,
do
that-
that.
yeah, that would be that-
especially
yeah,
not
that-
like,
that-
no.
Yeah, that would be something more that DC would do. So yeah,
Or
you're
The only
right-
way you
you're
would
right about
introduce him like
You're
that
right
would
about
be
that.
like a claw mark somewhere.
Yeah.
That would
Oh,
be
when they're
it.
in the fort. Yeah, we're in the fort. Yeah, Wolverine's
Yeah.
running around the forests in New Jersey.
He's like, no, that's not Wolverine. That's Freddy. He got 4 claws. Look.
Right. Back to Nexus.
Yeah.
Am I remember? So whenever we had the Nexus commercial, I remembered the phrase "Nexus being," and I was like, I think Scarlet Witch is the Nexus being. That was like the only thing I really retained out of the comics or whatever. Quick Google, and it was like that. The Nexus is like a crossroads kind of
Yeah.
of the multiverse. Is that correct?
I think it's
Did
like
you
a
notice-
meeting point. right?
Did you notice
Yeah.
that Agatha's lair down there was like multi-tunneled?
Yeah.
So
And I
that
could
kinda-
not find anything on the. So they really focused on two symbols that were pictured above there, and I can't find anything on them. I think I have a picture of that too.
So could it be like her basement is like that, the Nexus cross, gateway? I don't know what the phrase would be.
It could be. I mean, the way they show it there, possibly it could be.
Yeah, just a thought. Sorry, I took us back into the show again.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, if we're not done, we're not done. then they,
So I couldn't figure out what these two symbols were. I thought maybe they might have been in that book, or where that book was missing, but that wasn't the symbol that was in that place of that book. But the book also isn't placed right there where those symbols are. So I couldn't find anything on but the camera focused on them for longer than you would suspect.
Hexagons again.
yeah,
Yep.
hexes. So it's some kind of magic.
Hexagons.
Is the Nexus
Hexagons.
is the Nexus that realm that not Captain Marvel,
I'm
Captain
from
Britain?
southern Mississippi. Shh.
That's where it's at. Is that Frankie? Is that where you got me saying it again? Captain Britain is that? Captain Britain exists in this like realm.
So I was just starting to read a little bit about him, and then I had to leave. So I will get
Okay.
back to you with that on tomorrow.
All right. I'm wondering if that's where that's at, because that's also featured in the in the House of M. And when
So
this whole thing happens, that whole area, that realm that they're in, starts to fall apart.
So I read a lot of things, real quick reading on some of the stuff with then between the Nexus and the Darkhold. Taskmaster came up.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's coming up in a movie. More Captain Marvel stuff. Doctor Strange. Kang the Conqueror, and I think there was 3 other characters that have been mentioned coming up in movies. And I'm like, that just seems too coincidental that for all those people to be coming up, and what the storyline is doing, it's setting it up.
Okay.
I have no doubt that it's setting it up.
Cool. Yeah.
I like it. I like that they're doing it through a TV show, and that you're getting. They pulled it off because Scarlet Witch and Vision aren't like Thor and Iron Man level,
Yeah, they're not.
but
They're
they were
not
still
main
pretty
characters.
prominent characters,
Yeah.
throughout the movies, as far as that went, and pretty much in the comics. And they were able to pull it off on a small screen.
Yeah, they're sub characters.
I mean, I wish that they would just take and start doing this stuff as TV shows and get away from the movies themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed
They
the
should
Why
they spend the money on it.
Why they make more movies with the movies than they do the TV shows?
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that, and I feel like you could explain way more in a TV show, and the TV shows
More
have
depth.
that whole serial feeling like comics. Like you get and then because my friend and I were talking about this, like if they introduced the X-Men, how would they do the X-Men? And he's like, they got to do it like the Avengers, where you have individual stories for each one of these guys,
No, you
and then
can't do
they
that
all
with
come
the
together to
X-Men.
become the X-Men. I was like, no, you can't do that. It's because the X-Men, there's only a few of them that have real interesting single stories, and then there's others that are just like, they're cool, but they're not really capable
Yeah, I mean-
of holding
I think everybody's
comic
proven
book
though that they're like tired of hearing origin stories for some of the characters that we've had. So
Right.
we know a lot
so
about.
many times. So
Right.
I mean,
it was
feel
cool
like
with Captain America doing it with
So,
him.
I feel like in the case of the X-Men and in the case of some of these other shows, they works really good because like you could have an X-Men TV show just like you did in the in the animated series where you have the X-Men and then they would like go off into like single stories for some of the
Yeah.
characters, and the X-Men as a team would try to face that story together.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that would work, but it works better as a TV show. I don't think that would work as a movie, and that's the reason why we keep failing with the Dark Phoenix saga, and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that this TV show thing, when they see this and how successful it is, that it
See, but
takes hold.
I disagree because I thought they did a great job with X-Men First Class.
They did do a good job with X-Men First Class.
Yep.
Some things are great. Origin stories tend to be pretty good, with the exception of Wolverine X-Men Origins movie. And I didn't like that movie. But for the better part, most of the X-Men films, the first one, the second one was good. And then
Smoking crack.
What are you talking about? I like X2. You didn't like
The
X2?
the first X-Men movie was good. X2 and X3 were absolutely horrible.
No, X3 was bad. X2 was not horrible.
X2 was horrible.
It was not.
It was horrible.
was
The
not.
only the newer
Fight,
the newer
fight.
fight
Here's your
here.
argument. Here's your argument.
So X2 and X3 were horrible. First Class was great. Days of Futures Past was really good.
Yeah. Apocalypse sucked.
Apocalypse was horrible.
Right.
You know, and then what was the and Dark Phoenix? Oh my God, forget about it. That was the worst of them all.
Only one I liked was the first X-Men. I hated the rest of them.
You hated the rest of them? I love
I
that.
Really?
did not like the rest of them.
I like the second one. Okay.
I love the second one. The second one to me was my favorite one. Well, my favorite of the original. And then the my favorite of them all, I still think is Days of Future Past. That was the best one in my opinion.
Wolverine's movie, that's the Wolverine. I like that one.
Logan, that was good.
Logan was
And I
a
like
good
the
movie.
Wolverine too. I
Yeah,
like
the
the Wolverine
was
also.
good, yeah.
But
And now, uncomfortable silence.
You're talking
Nah.
about the style of the TV, though. I saw a lot of people saying, why don't they just drop all these at one time? I think it would have totally changed the whole thing with WandaVision to just watch
Absolutely.
them back to back to back. You know, you have
Yeah,
no
see,
build.
I don't like that. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't like that. I like when
You
they
gotta
when
have
they
that
drop an
time
episode
to
a
think
week.
about what's going
Yeah.
on.
Right. Yeah.
it would have been. Yeah, I agree and I disagree with that because there's a part of me is like, yes,
You want her to get the story over with.
Well, no, not that it wouldn't hurt to get the story over with. It's like for a lot of people that felt like the TV show is slow because a lot of people won't give a TV show more than like one or two, maybe even 4 episodes before they're like, okay, I can't deal with this. I'm not going to watch it. Had they released this show all at once, then they would have been to be able to binge it. And as an entire story, I think it's great. But I agree that the first 2 episodes were kind of slow.
I think the impact would be greatly diminished to binge watch it all at one time.
I'm all for giving the shows a week in between because I have no self control. I binge watch the shows and then it's like, what the fuck do I do now?
Right. Yeah.
George is like, I put out review videos for MCE.
We would have 1 3-hour episode and
that was it.
Wait for the next one. Right.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about WandaVision. We delved into X-Men. We went
Wars.
back to WandaVision. A little bit of Star Wars. Man, we gave you like the whole.
We went to
spectrum of
Batman
Disney
versus.
Plus
We went to Batman versus Superman.
for
No,
like a
you
brief
did
second.
that.
Yeah.
Martha. Listen, when you were talking about like, what is it, the people's origin stories? I was like, how many times do we have to see Batman's parents die? It's like we get it. Every movie, Batman's parents die. We get it. Okay, the parents died. We're sorry, it happened. It's a real shitty thing, but it happened. We get it.
But I mean, there's a perfect thing about an origin story that works, right? You have the first Batman movie, '89, one of the best Batman movies, right? Batman Begins is one of my favorite Batman movies. That's a great Batman movie, right? Both of those origins. In the other ones, even though the Nolan series was good too, and obviously I felt like some of them kind of dragged. Like the Heath Ledger movie with Joker, there was a point in there where I was like, could we just clip all this out and move on to the rest of the story? It's like I'm getting bored.
Frankie's like, this isn't about Star Wars. I'm out.
Yeah.
Actually, I was having technical difficulties, sir.
Frankie's like, I don't need to hear this DC garbage.
Man.
DC,
And there goes some of our demographic now.
I'm out.
No, it's just, listen, at the end of the day, Marvel found the formula that works, and DC is just playing catch up, and that's that.
Trying to. We'll find out Tuesday how they do.
Yep. See that Snyder cut. All right.
Nice.
No, the Superman TV show.
The Superman TV show. Actually,
It's
I've
on
been watching
Tuesday.
Titans. Man, we got to get the show over with so we can talk about this stuff. But I've been watching. We're all over the spectrum now. We were supposed to be talking about WandaVision. Now we're going off. I've been
we are
finishing
It was
up
only
Titans.
29 minutes, man.
We're technically going into Doctor Strange and the multiverse.
Yeah,
It
we
was
went
only
over.
29 minutes. What do you expect?
Yeah. But
Just
anyway,
stay
I've been
on.
watching Titans, and Titans is really freaking good, man. You guys should check that out on HBO.
Oh, really?
Max. Yes, that is a good show. That is a really good show.
So
I
why
don't
don't they
know.
follow
It's,
that?
I don't know. It's hard to believe George's recommendations sometimes.
Whatever.
on shows.
You really coming from you? I don't want to say that stuff.
Game of Thrones. It's
Game of
horrible.
Thrones was a great show.
Horrible.
No, had a bad
No.
last season. It was a great show.
Yep, that was a great show.
right? And you won't even sit through Lord of the Rings. So as far as I'm concerned,
I know.
I don't
see?
take any of your shit. You said that fucking Boba Fett was gonna die. All right, you said Boba Fett was gonna die. So just from that saying right there, anything that comes out of your mouth is garbage. All right,
He is gonna die. It just didn't happen this season.
done. Done.
Frankie's like,
We're
I'm
over.
gonna murder you.
I'll take your hot toy.
Anyway, that's it. That's all we have to talk about this week about WandaVision. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tune in next week when we talk about episode 8. Please, in the comments, let us know what you thought about this latest episode. And until next time, guys, keep it marvelous, and
We'll
wake
see
up
you
west
at
of you.
the.